Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Friends, good news. It's time once again to dive into that tense, terrifying, yet always terrific world of the Twilight Zone. Specifically, episode 20. Episode 20? What? We're at episode 20 of season 1, my friends, this time with the Elegy. Nothing to it but to do it. Before we get started, if you could do me a huge favor and hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and it allows me to alert you next time it's time to journey into the Twilight Zone. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. And if you're not a fan of Patreon, consider YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes at least a day early. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now. And now it's time to hearken up and listen to Rod the God as he gives us the Elegy, the 20th episode of the very first season of the Twilight Zone. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go. Tell us about it, Rod. The coffee's kicking in.
And it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge.
I absolutely love this man's narration. He makes a bold statement. His narration is so amazing. His dialogue, his written word, it's so amazing. Oh, shit!
The time is the day after tomorrow. The cast of characters, 3 men lost amongst the stars. 3 men sharing the common urgency of all men lost. They're looking for home.
What is home? Not Earth?
A place to be seen, but a strange, unexplainable experience to be felt.
Oh my God, I already love it. I already love it.
We're hitting atmosphere. Keep your fingers crossed, Pete. This may be it.
Yeah, strap in, guys. Didn't say they were Earthlings, though. I love this show.
20.95 parts oxygen.
I know those lights.
Conditions identical to Earth, and yet we're 655 million miles away from Earth.
Okay, so they are Earthlings, presumably.
We're not going anywhere now.
Yeah,
I guess you're right.
Ship done, out of fuel. Cross the fingers. I like it, kid. We always have 3-man teams, too.
How far did you say we were from Earth?
655 million miles.
Was there a reason why that dog is frozen?
We're back on Earth.
No.
No? Well, what do you call that, a Martian? Here, boy, come on.
Yeah, bro, that dog's not moving.
Well, anyway, look at those trees. It's got to be Earth. Well, what do you call that?
It's a 6-wheeled tractor.
It's called a tractor. They were in use on Earth during the 20th century, before the Total War.
You mean we're on Earth 200 years ago?
It's an interesting theory, Pete, and as possible as any other, except that to my knowledge, Earth has never had more than one sun.
What? So, 200 years ago, so we're like 2160-ish?
Excuse me, sir.
Everybody's frozen.
What's the matter with it?
Seems to be in some sort of a trance, or...
Are you guys moving super fast? I love this show.
Hey, look, there's somebody. Hey, mister! Mister!
See if the suns change. See if, like, there's time passing.
How they biting? Mister?
That was a
Wake up.
still shot. Well, you can move them.
Do you hear it? There's somebody here.
It seems to be coming from over there.
This is crazy. Why is the music playing, though?
Look.
Mayor Finch, inauguration ceremony?
Concert's over.
My God, is this like a museum? We like Finch. Look at all the extras.
Well, any ideas, Professor?
Well, I suppose it could be some sort of illusion.
You could touch them, though.
Maybe we're being made to see and hear what we hope to find. The sights and sounds of home.
But this wouldn't be your home 200 years ago. You wouldn't recognize this type of stuff.
Time itself is suspended here. Well, time may have, in a sense, have speeded up for us, or...
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
You mean they might actually be moving?
It's possible.
Then why can't we see it?
It's too slow.
You don't see the movements of a clock's hands. Nevertheless, they do move.
Well, this clock has no hands.
We're not getting any answers.
They're not just statues. They're flesh and blood.
Yeah, you can move them. You can manipulate them.
Now, I say separate and meet back here in 1 hour.
No!
Remember, we meet back here in 1 hour.
Oh, boy. Now they're going to find, like, we're going to stick with one person, and they're going to find the other two, like, never split up. Never surrender. There's a big winner over there. He'll see he's cheating. Yeah. Oh, we're going around to each one. That's good. It means they're all still active.
Hello? Anybody there?
We should watch, like, the two suns and see if they progress through the sky, or... Props to these actors for holding these poses. You can see them moving a little bit. Those old cameras are right, Walt Disney playing the violin, they are like right up on them. Look, I mean, these sets. Jesus. I mean, this is the highest production stuff they've done so far. This is insanity.
I don't blame the judges. You're the prettiest of them all. But tell me something, Your Majesty. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with everybody in this crazy place?
This effing show, man. Fascinated. I am so glad you all convinced me to watch this.
Well, as for me, it's a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live here.
Like it or not, this is home from now
I mean,
on.
you can eat. I mean, it provided the foods doesn't kill you or something. I mean, you shouldn't die of any type of exposure or anything like that.
Lovely, isn't it?
If you want it, it's yours.
Yes, that's true, isn't it?
Living inside of a spare second.
You don't mind if we have a little look around, do you, sir?
Not at all.
Same dude.
You're most welcome. My name's Wickwire. Jeremy Wickwire.
Wigwire. What a name.
You're real.
Well, of course I am. Isn't everybody? Do come inside. Come on.
You got some answers for us, Wigwire?
There's nothing to be afraid of, I assure you.
I actually love their spacesuits or flight suits or whatever they are.
We have many sections. There's the Roman, the Egyptian,
It's like Westworld.
but this is the most popular because it represents a period in American culture when creature comforts were most abundant.
Now look, Mr.
Wickwire.
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 We saw this asteroid and we landed. Our fuel is gone. We've got to stay here.
I see. I see. Then you're not from the Glades.
The what now?
Tell me, did they ever have that atomic war?
Yes, in 1985.
Now you've got to explain some things to us before we go out of our minds.
Certainly, but you look hungry. Let me fix you a little lunch first, then we'll talk.
Yeah, this is not good.
Where are we?
Why, you're in a cemetery. Didn't you know? May I propose a toast?
You get us to drink all this? Sure.
To peace, my friends.
At any
To
cost.
everlasting, eternal peace.
I'm smelling what they're putting down. It's very interested to see them all drink.
But before I explain, you must give me some information.
Sure.
Where would you rather be right now?
I'd like to be on the ship headed for home.
And you, Captain?
I'll go along with that.
When you left Earth, what was the date?
September
No, the year.
2185.
You see, when you arrived here, I thought you were the men from Happy Glades.
Happy Glades?
This little asteroid, where we would recreate the exact conditions under which the dear departed could be most happy. If the deceased always wanted to be elected mayor, he would achieve his ambition here for all eternity.
You mean those people are all dead?
No, not all of them, just a select few. The others are imitations.
Imitations?
Well, I'll admit we haven't come up with anything better. But a cemetery out in space.
Happy Glades promises eternal peace, everlasting peace.
Can't have that on Earth.
He has a point.
What about you?
Me?
Caretaker.
Why, I'm the caretaker. It's my job to make sure that our guests are not disturbed.
Mortuary, or whatever it is, begin.
1973, I believe. Yes. Now, I'm afraid you're forcing me into a rather embarrassing admission. You see, I'm not actually human. You see, I'm merely a scientific device. I go on and off again, like a machine. You understand?
No, not at all.
Mr. Wickwire, we're staying here.
Yes, I know.
Not in the way you think.
You said something about our being gone.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a figure of speech, Captain.
the poison is taking effect now.
We meant you no harm.
I realize that. And I'm sorry. Truly I am.
The antidote. Give us the antidote.
There is no antidote, Captain. Even now, the eternifying fluid is coursing through your veins. Because you are here, and you are men. And while there are men, there can be no peace.
Wow. You're on your ship going home now. Oh my God.
Kirby, Weber, and Myers. 3 men lost. They shared a common wish, a simple one, really. They wanted to be aboard their ship headed for home. The wish came true, but only in the Twilight Zone.
Rod! All right, everybody, we just finished watching the 20th episode of the first season of the Twilight Zone, the Elegy, and the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everybody, we just finished watching the Twilight Zone, Season 1, Episode 20, the Elegy. This one was just another banger on this. I mean, it's getting to the point... It's getting to the point now where I could just sit here and have a checklist. Performances, great. Script, awesome. Story, terrifying. Just go through. Production value, amazing. I do have to admit, and this is very similar to the Purple Testament that we had before, an absolute shit ton of extras. I don't know what their budget was. I can't speculate. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. It's just every single time amazing to me. I do like the idea that anytime we have, for the most part, when we have like space type of understand, we have a 3-man cockpit, really cool, three command crew type of thing. I really enjoy that. Again, I'm sure it harkens back to, because at this time we would have been, were we in Apollo? I always do this, and please correct me. I know that the Mercury missions, like with whenever we had like the terrible fire on the launch pad and stuff like that, they were all still 3-person teams, I believe, correct? Anyway, it's a reflection of real life. I think it's really cool that they kind of carry through with those types of things. They do that any chance they get. They really try to reinforce the realism inside the Twilight Zone. I think of the Purple Testament, whenever they were lighting a cigarette on the soundstage and like they used the helmet to shield the cigarette so you could light it. Little attention to detail like that I always find incredibly fascinating. And again, it shows just how much they're putting into each and every one of these episodes. It would be so much easier to cut corners. We've talked about this before too. Cut corners, show just a little small section of the town, kind of bring the budget down a bit. Not the Twilight Zone. It's just so fascinating to me. It's such an incredibly put together show. Oh my word. Another question that I have, I'm wondering if they had multiple kind of like crew unit teams and things like that, because obviously we have no, other than Rod, who's not on set, we don't have a lot of no carry through really, between, each episode. You don't have principal actors that are in various episodes, continuing characters, things like that. So if you had enough crew, you could have simultaneous productions going on. I'm wondering if they do something like that to try to cut costs too. Like if they have like 3 episodes running at once, using the extras in like different places throughout the shooting day. I don't know. I gotta read something about this, because to me, the most fascinating part of the Twilight Zone, well, the stories are absolutely fantastic. The production side, that's a story unto itself, and I need something to kind of fill in the blanks for that, because this is an incredibly put together show. Now, for this particular episode, I really like the idea that they had sort of like we were given like a peripheral view of what had happened to Earth. Atomic World War III, presumably in 1985, 200 years later, Earth's recovered enough, I suppose, to have space exploration. These guys got lost. They ended up here. It was opened in 1973, which is interesting to me because that means it was only technically in operation because he said, the caretaker, Wickwire, said that he had been asleep, he guesses, for 200 years, which again would put him at night, which makes sense. Maybe everybody that knew about this place died in 1985, or their ability to get there was over in 1985, or whatever it happened to be. So you had 1973 to 1985, you had 12 years of operation, and this is what was put together. It's an interesting premise, albeit, in my opinion, exceptionally weird. Now, I said before, it was sort of like a museum. Like when I first saw it, I'm like, oh, is this like a museum, like a living museum? In many ways, it is. I was wrong about that. I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm forcing that definition or that prediction or anything like that. It certainly wasn't. But I haven't seen the original Planet of the Apes in so long, but there's one scene in Planet of the Apes that always kind of, I go back to, and that's when Chuck Heston finds the guy that was in part of his command crew, and he's like stuffed. And he's part of the horrors of man inside of what I'm assuming to be like the ape kind of museum, or like, beware humans or stuff. But he was like, I think I'm remembering that right. Like he was dead and like had been like taxidermied into this setting, this exhibit. That's what this reminded me of. And so the real question here is, why would you do this? Now, again, if it was 1973 to 1985, that answers more questions for me, because the why then becomes like somebody that said they could see the preamble to what would be the war apparently in 1985. So in 1973, if you were like, listen, I don't want to be a part of all of this, can you just put me somewhere where I can drift away and be super happy about it? Because there's no more, I don't understand. Like, it's almost like you were set up in this cemetery that is this asteroid, doing whatever it was that you wanted to do. But in reality, why would you? You know what I mean? It's like if you were the caretaker, Wickwire, whoever owned this place, you could show people like, hey, look, this is what we're going to make you the mayor and all this, blah, blah, blah. And then whenever they died, you just dispose of the body or whatever. It's like they actually went through with all of it. My only question with it is why? Like, because he said, are they dead? Oh, yes. Some of them are dead and some of them are just like duplicates, not even real. Like, I guess some of the crowd people aren't even real. Interesting stuff. And you could pick out the people that now that I'm looking back on it, like the beauty pageant winner, she must have been, one of the I almost said contestants, one of the, applicants for the cemetery world, obviously the guy becoming mayor, all of these, like, I guess the band leader or being around the band. I'm trying to think of the different scenes we saw and, what the guy fishing, that's, I just want to be fishing, it's interesting stuff. And two, it also explains why a lot of the people that we saw were older, if that makes sense, because I mean, you got to assume that a lot of these people didn't die of natural cause. I don't actually know about that. Because if they just show up, Wickwire would know to be able to give them that stuff that he gave to the astronauts that would, air quote, kill them. More questions than answers in this one, my friends. But again, that's the Twilight Zone, and it's the beauty of this genre that we're not supposed to have all the answers. We're not supposed to have every plot hole filled. We're not supposed to have every detail kind of I's dotted and T's crossed. We're supposed to think about it. And apparently with the Twilight Zone, we're never supposed to stop. Friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel, and it allows me to alert you next time it's time to journey into the Twilight Zone. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. And if you're not a fan of Patreon, consider YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes at least a day early. But my dear, dear friends, all that is then and this is now. And now, unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye from the excellence that is the Twilight Zone. But where should we say goodbye from? Now, normally in our other series, we say goodbye from a scene within the episode that we just watched. It's a reward for being the Greek chorus, a vital part of the narrative. But with the Twilight Zone, we do something a little bit different. We say goodbye as a result of the episode we just watched. So, my dear friends, I've got some good news. You are ready for a lifetime, quotes around that, of peace. And Wickwire, Mr. Wickwire's here to ask where you would like to be. And so, friends, I ask the same question. If you could spend eternity in peace, where would you be? Friends, until such time as we can watch the next episode of The Twilight Zone, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.